Hi guys, so I'm here to do a video about when to change your baby's formula. So if you all don't know, but I'm pretty sure you know if you're watching this video, that I have a 3-month-old son. He was born June 16th of 2014, and this is just going to be kind of like a story about his journey throughout the different brands and types of milks that we use. I'm hoping that this story will help some of you out there and just give you tips on if you see these things going on in your baby that it might be time to change their formula. So anyway, let me explain why I went with formula instead of breastfeeding. First off, I did not want to breastfeed. That was just my personal opinion. But once my milk came in, I wanted to breastfeed because I was in pain and I just wanted relief. So when I went to breastfeed, it just wasn't happening. He wouldn't latch on properly. It was just a lot of problems. So I decided, yeah, I guess we just need to stick with formula. So when I was in the hospital, I was just doing strictly formula. But when I came home and my milk came in, I was trying to breastfeed as well. So at the hospital, when he was first born, they started him on Gerber Good Start. I don't have it here to show you all, but what he first started out on was Gerber Good Start. So that worked while we were in the hospital. They just gave him like the little small jars, the glass jars of milk. That was fine. So when we got ready to come home, my fiance was like, well, since this is he asked me was that the brand that I wanted to stick with. I was like, yes, because you know he's eating well, and everything was fine. Because when he was born, he was 5 pounds 3 ounces. When we got home, when we got ready to go, he was 5 pounds and 1 point whatever ounces. So he had lost just a few ounces, actually, not even pounds. So then when we went to our first week appointment, he was all the way up to 5 pounds and 4 ounces. So I was like, oh, this is really working for him. Let's stick with this. So everything was pretty good in the beginning, but then I have notes. But then maybe about the next week, when he was about 2 weeks, he would cry all day, all night. I mean, he was a complete colicky baby. All day, all night. The only time he was not crying was when he was sleeping. And then it seemed like every night around 11 p.m. he would just have a full-out tantrum. And every night I could look at the clock and say, okay, let me brace myself. Here it comes. So that was just like an ongoing thing. There wasn't anything I could do for relief. I tried the feeding in between ounces and burping. That seemed to help a little bit. Propping him up. I mean, I tried a lot of things when he was on Gerber Good Start, and it just was not working. So I did a little research, and then people were like, oh, your baby may be allergic to some of the things like cow protein in milk. I mean, things that I never thought about. They were just like, your baby could be allergic to a lot of different things in the milk. And their stomach could just be sensitive to that brand or that type. So before I decided to switch, I did a lot of research. No, I did not consult my doctor because, I mean, I was pretty much told that he was okay on it. Just keep trying it. Give him the anti-acid drops. Those weren't working. And I didn't feel comfortable just keep giving him that medicine in all of his bottles. So as a mother, I made the best decision, what I thought was the best decision for my son. So I switched his formula. So at about 3 weeks, he's about maybe 3 weeks, I switched his formula. Might be a little less than that, but I think about anywhere in between like 3 weeks. I changed and I went from Gerber Good Start to the Similac Sensitive. And surprisingly, that seemed to work. And then maybe after a week or two, he started back with the crying all day, all night. And I mean, when I tell you cry all day, all night, I mean just, not just whining, not cooing. I mean just full out, like in pain, just like uncomfortable. He just seemed like nothing was right. Nothing that I did was right. He was, I mean, in the beginning, he was okay. Maybe the first 4 or 5 days to a week. Then after that, he wasn't having it. So I kept him on that for about 2.5 weeks. When that didn't work, I switched again, and I stuck with the Similac, but I tried Similac Alimentum. It's in the purple. The Similac Sensitive is like a red burgundy color. And then the Similac Alimentum, it only comes in a can. That's the only thing I've seen it in. It's in a can instead of the plastic big containers. It only comes in a can, and it's blue. And so, tried them on that because that's supposed to be for like extremely sensitive stomachs. I mean, just, you know, I can't remember what it said that they were allergic to, but that's just supposed to be one of like the most sensitive, for sensitive babies that you can give them. That's just like some of the best formulas. So I tried that. That worked for maybe like a week or two. If that, he was back to the boo-hoo and crying. So at our 2-month doctor appointment, I was like, well, when can I put him on cereal? When can I do this? When can I do that? And the doctor was like, well, let's try to push it to 3 months. And if not, he might have to come in early, and he might just have to be on cereal in his formula. That maybe he has some acid reflux as well. That can be part of the problem. Because he didn't have a lot of spit up, but sometimes he would make this face, like he wasn't spitting up on my clothes or anything, but he would make this face where something was like sour. Sometimes he would go kind of like, you know, so I figured that it was, you know, something going on there. So then, so he told me to wait before I did the cereal. So then I did some more research, and I was like talking to people, and then I realized sometimes babies may have to be on soy milk, you know. So I switched to the Similac soy, and that seemed to kind of work for a while. And I mean maybe about 2.5, 3 weeks, longer than the rest. And then even when he was fussy, it wasn't all day, all night. It was just certain times, or it was the same crying, but not as often as it was before. Because in the beginning, I was like, what is wrong with this child? He is crying nonstop. So, he was crying, but not as often as he was before. So, I think he was about just 2 months, maybe like a week after our doctor's appointment. I researched it. I talked to my fiance about it. And I was like, I just have to do what's best for us and him. And I'm going to start putting cereal in his milk. And voila, he doesn't do any more of that colicky crying. I make sure he burps, and we're good to go. And that was just like the key to everything. And I'm not sure if that happens to all babies. I researched it. They said sometimes premature babies, I guess if you're going to put your baby on formula or whatever it is, that sometimes they're on milk with cereal. And there are some milks that already come pre-made with cereal in it, but I went to buy them separately. So he is on the Similac soy, and this is what it looks like. It's on this, and it's more like a pinky color. This one's empty. He has another full one, but this is the Similac soy. And then the cereal I put him on is the Gerber rice cereal. So this is it, and this is a big box. And I don't pour a lot. I pour like half a tablespoon, and first I started with a teaspoon, and then I worked my way up, but now I kind of just eye it, not a lot, just a little bit, maybe about this much at the bottom, and then the regular 3 to 4 scoops of soy. So, and then I realized that you have to be careful with this, because sometimes babies can get a little constipated with the rice cereal. But what I normally do is, this is what he eats all day, all night, but his first bottle in the morning, because you know a lot of people give their baby cereal early so they will sleep throughout the night and just give it in a night bottle. But I give this to him all day, but when he first wakes up in the morning, I give him nothing but a soy bottle every morning, like his breakfast. That way it kind of just helps with his bowel movements and make sure he isn't having, you know, real adult bowel movements and is straining and constipated when he's a baby. So that seems to work. He has no constipation, no diarrhea, nothing, just regular old poop. So, yeah, I just give him a soy bottle for his first bottle, breakfast in the morning, once we're up, dressed, and then throughout the rest of the day, I do the two together, and especially at night. Sometimes, I just eye it, and I watch in his diaper changes, if I see anything change, then I'll pull back on the cereal and things like that. But I mean, he hasn't had any allergic reaction or anything like that to it. So, but you do have to be careful because some babies may have reactions to certain things. But yeah, I just wanted to share this video with you all because, I mean, I struggled with trying a formula that worked for my baby and feeling guilty that he's crying and upset, and I'm so happy that I finally got it together because this deciding to give him cereal was a decision that me and my fiance had to make together, and that he was okay with it and I was okay with it. So yeah, so I ended up giving him, he's been having cereal since he was 2 months, just about 2 months, maybe 2 months a week, because I was like, what's another 20 something days? Like, they're not the ones with this baby crying, feeling guilty, feeling whatever. So that's what I had to realize as a parent. Sometimes you just have to break the rules, or you just have to do what you believe is best for you and your baby. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this video. I hope some of you find it to be very, very helpful. If any of you have had a journey or a story or anything to share like that, please feel free to leave a comment below. Don't forget to hit the like button and of course subscribe. I'll see you all in my next one. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.